Alright, hello guys, welcome to another tutorial from CarTips. Today we'll be plasti dipping this Toyota Tacoma, and yeah, we're going to do the grille, the rear bumper, and the emblems. Alright, so obviously the first step would be to wash the car, make sure it's nice and clean. Step 2 would be make sure that it's dry, especially in the cracks where you would start probably spraying this Plasti Dip and it would like leak water out from behind an emblem, say, you know. So make sure all the cracks and everything is bone dry before you start spraying. Step number 3, we're going to start masking the car. So we're just using regular old newspaper. It's easy to come by, it's cheap. Yeah, and then just a roll of masking tape. We back masked the grill now, and we're going to leave about an inch or so away from what we want to plasti dip here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to mask it like this right on the edge. I'm going to mask it like this so that when I paint or when I spray the plasti dip, we'll spray this as well, but then later I'll show you we will just go ahead and peel this off and it'll create a nice clean tear along this edge, and we're going to do it all the way around, just kind of leaving an inch around the grill. Alright, cool. See what just happened? That happens when you don't tape it down to here and the wind blows and it gets the masking paper or newspaper in this case to flat back here. You don't want that. That's the worst thing that can happen to you, is when you just sprayed on a fresh coat and it's still wet here, and then all of a sudden, and then you have to peel it off and it ruins your... Make sure to secure your paper so when the wind blows, it doesn't swing back and hit your fresh paint. Alright, so now that we have everything masked all around, we're going to do the fine line masking. Here for this bumper, I've decided to go up against the bumper here, just because there is a small gap here, and that gap is actually where Plasti Dip will not bridge together, so when you go and peel it, it will not, most likely, not do that fine tear, you know, tear along the lines where it should. You can see that the gap is too large. So this we will probably mask, this black plastic, we'll mask it so we can just paint the chrome only. So as it goes for here, for the grill and the emblems, we will actually be masking and leaving that inch or so like I was talking about, like so. So when we're spraying, we will spray here. The gap in here is small enough to where we're just going to grab the Plasti Dip that's on the white and peel it, and it'll actually naturally by itself make this nice clean line as we peel the rest of it. Okay, so far this is what we got. This is what you want it to look like. So we have the grill back masked behind it, so when we spray it doesn't hit the radiator and everything else. And then along the edges here we left half an inch to an inch of space all the way around. So same goes for the emblems. They're really easy, small. Okay, so this is the part where we're going to mask really close to the fine line it, so it looks seamless. And then the thing is, we're gonna have to unmask all of this right after the last layer, after we apply the last coat of Plasti Dip. We're going to have to unmask this before the Plasti Dip has a chance to harden and cure and bridge with the tape. So all this fine line tape we're going to have to remove it right away, right after the last coat. Alright, cool. So now that we're done fine line masking, taped it all up, it's nice and clean, dry, it's ready to spray. This is the Plasti Dip I buy. So yeah, now that it's all masked up and ready to go, let's go ahead and paint. The first coat that you apply, you want to apply it really light, really just like a light, misty, transparent. Actually, the first and second coat as well. We will be applying, going all the way around the car, we will be applying about 10 coats. 8 to 10 coats is recommended for a job like this. You want to be able to have that Plasti Dip thick enough to peel it off really easily. So do not apply just 2 or 3 coats, just enough for coverage. Go for all 10. Trust me, it's worth it. Make sure to shake this thing up. Okay, so what I like to do is do like a test panel spray shot. So I'm gonna spray on the newspaper first real quick and see what the pattern looks like. Kind of adjust my distance and speed as I spray, kind of get a little practice shot going. So that's what we'll do now. Alright, so that looks clean. Make sure it's not spraying with like little droplets and goblets of stuff. So it's nice and wet. Anyway, let's do this. Alright, so that's considered one coat. And don't worry too much about overspray. I mean, do worry about it, but if it gets on, your adjacent panel, just go ahead and after it dries, grab a regular cloth towel or preferably a microfiber towel, and it comes right off. If you rub it, it comes right off. There we go. That's it for that one. Not too light, not too heavy. Okay, so whatever you do, do not let it run. Because if you get a leak, you'll have to pretty much let it dry, peel it, start all over. You don't want that. Unless you want the leak to be there and dried. Alright, cool. So this will be the last coat right now I'm applying. And after the last coat, you want to let it sit for, I don't know, I'd give it around 15 minutes at least in a hot day. To be safe, I'd do more like 20 to be safe before you start peeling. So at this point, you want to apply not too dry. You want to make sure that it's nice and wet so it doesn't leave any of these chunky orange peel particles in your Plasti Dip job. So don't go overboard where it'll leak, but you want to have it not dry either. So, all right. So another thing, if you guys noticed, I try to get different angles when I spray, so that I can get Plasti Dip into every single crevice, every single hole. This way, from the top, from the bottom, not just straight on like this. Because then when you're peeling, if you ever want to peel this off, the coat underneath, like in between these grill or like underneath somewhere, it's not going to be thick enough, and then you're going to peel nice and well here easily, and then until it gets to that area, then it'll just peel, and then you'll have to like scrub at it forever, you know, to remove it with toothpicks or whatever. So yeah, make sure to get it in every single crevice and every time, every coat, so it's easier to peel after. If you don't want to peel after, you know, 3 coats will be enough, just full coverage. And if that's, you know, if you're treating this as actual paint. If you do want to remove this in the future, make sure to get that, you know, 9-10 coats of coverage. All right, cool. So it's been about maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little more, I don't know. So now we're just gonna go ahead and start unmasking. First though, I want to mention before we do that, if you come around here, here you can see the overspray, the black little dots from the Plasti Dip. All you need to do is grab a microfiber towel and just wipe it down and make sure it's dry. It's been 20 minutes right now, so make sure it's dry and just wipe it down, and then it comes right off. So here we go. Look at that. Boosh. So that looks good as new. And you just kind of wipe down the whole car with a microfiber towel, and yeah, you'll be golden. Alright, so you still want to be careful when you're unmasking, and don't unmask towards the painted surface. Unmask away from it so that you don't accidentally tear a piece off of your painted surface. So what I mean by that is, you can see here that that it peels. See that? So now we're gonna go and peel away from it. This is the tape. You see that? So I'm gonna grab this and we're gonna peel it slowly away, and it makes this fine line cut on its own. You see that? And it becomes a perfect clean peel, even though we've painted the white painted surface. See, if this had any less layers, you know, it would just like tear. Like this plastic, it would have been thinner, so it would have just torn more easily, and we would have had a pain trying to remove this. The edges are the hard part. You just have to be really careful, just take your time. As long as you have thickness on this, which we do, 9 coats, it will be just fine. Okay, so there's this one spot here that wouldn't tear exactly, and I don't want to just pull on it because it could be bridged, and as we pull, this could tear the piece of the grill off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can do anything about it, just using a toothpick. Just kind of like squeeze it back in there so it just looks like it's a part of the grill. Just push it back in there and should be fine. Look at that. Can't tell. Okay. You see how that peels nicely around the letters? Look at that. It's like magic. So this will be the hard part here.
That is harder.
Okay, so all I'm doing here is just using this toothpick to kind of scrub off like a corner of this Plasti Dip inside, and then kind of pull it. So once you hook it and you start pulling it, oh, then you break a toothpick. But once you start pulling it, it's easier because after you've hooked it, you just kind of pull and it cuts on its own. You just kind of gotta pull out and that's it. Alright, cool guys, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you guys. If you like it, smash that like button below and maybe subscribe for future content like this on this channel. If you're interested, it would really help me out. Anyways, till next time, see you guys.